What is going on, YouTube? It's Alto Sax 31, and we're back with the next video on the Let's Play series for Devil May Cry 4. We are picking up where we left off, and we have the fan favorite Dante in the mix. Starting off on mission 12, we pick up the reins as Dante, the Demon Slayer. And basically, in my opinion, this mission is kind of a reacclimation to playing with Dante, because the styles between him and Nero are very, very different. So it's kind of nice that Capcom gives you basically a mission to kind of refamiliarize yourself with some of the strengths and weaknesses of Dante. Definitely, if you know how to use Dante, you can practically get away unscathed on these missions, because Trickster alone is probably the best trick style to know and master, especially in Hell in Hell mode. As you'll see throughout this mission alone, it saves me on a few occasions. But when you start the mission, you start off in this room where you fought Nero and Dante together. I guess they fought each other, and you pick up and get a little starter enemy in these scarecrows. So same thing applies as the last time in the mission 10. If you get a chance to break those bases and whatnot, as you see now, I get around to actually breaking them, and they do count towards your red orb, count at the end of the mission. So make sure to navigate the room and find those objects that you can break. And once you're done, you want to start heading back in a very familiar fashion, back down towards the main level of this, section of the Order of the Sword headquarters. And so the game is pretty nice to you, where it gives you, instead of the Angelos and the puffer dogs right off the back, they give you these scarecrows that are fairly slow. Now I will say that one of the weaknesses of Dante when it comes to Hell in Hell mode are a lot of the combos that he does, specifically with Gilgamesh, because they kind of go on for a little while, and while you're attacking like that, you're definitely vulnerable to being attacked. So in the missions to come with Dante, you'll see me kind of focusing more so along the lines of just using Rebellion and Gilgamesh, and not so much Lucifer. Unfortunately, in my eyes, Lucifer doesn't do enough damage, and the combos kind of drag on a little too long. Though it does have some good moves that are pretty quick that I like, it just doesn't do enough damage to the enemies. So as far as the guns to Ebony and Ivory, the Coyote, I'll use Pandora here and there for situational scenarios, but for the most part, I'm sticking with the pistols, the shotgun, Gilgamesh, and Rebellion. And I can't, even forget to mention again that Trickster is probably going to give you my default, style, Swordmaster, and then Dark Slayer. Unfortunately, Royal Guard for Hell in Hell mode, it just doesn't make the cut. It's really useful in other modes, but on here, I never practice it too much, and it's almost a guarantee hit if you don't do it right. So quick tip to skip this area: make sure you go into Devil Trigger mode and have Trickster, so you get the extra double jump and the extra air hike, well, not air hike, but the air evade when you're in Devil Trigger. But going back to the styles, Royal Guard definitely doesn't make the cut. Gunslinger is another one where it just doesn't have a lot of use in Hell in Hell mode. It can be flashy. Some of the later missions you can use it a little bit, but for the most part, Trickster, Swordmaster, and Dark Slayer are your go-to styles, in my opinion. Now, one of the beauties of using Dante, when you fight the Mephistos, if you do the Gunslinger attack with Pandora, I forgot the name of it, I do apologize. It does knock their cloaks away instantly, so he does come in handy. So we're going to do it again. Knock him out. And typically when this happens, I always try and hit him with Gilgamesh, and and go for the real impact. So another trick that's kind of not mentioned, but should be well known amongst Devil May Cry 4 players, is the ability to do what's called distorted real impact. And basically what you do is, when you do the real impact, right before you land your first punch, you want to go into double trigger mode, and then you want to exit out, and once you hit the next time, you want to do it again. And so if you time it right, you can do a real impact that does significantly more damage, and you just have to be pretty precise with it, unfortunately. But if you can manage to land it, it's really, really good. So anytime you fight an enemy, I just make it a habit of trying to, tap the double trigger button, 3 times or so, and just sink it really good. And so on this part, you do get to use a trickster, which is really, really good. You see right here, you can do it. Now, fortunately, right there, I skip. I've never really tried to see if trickster allows you to kind of pass through that laser beam without getting hit. But in a sense, if you do the trickster right, you do basically evade any attack that's about to hit you. So you definitely you should probably leave trickster as your default style, as I do. So right here, you definitely fight some Angelos, and the technique with them definitely changes since we're not Nero. We don't have that charge shot 3 anymore, but you do have plenty of different weapons at your disposal with Dante. So this level or this mission is basically a great way for you to kind of get back into the range of using Dante and kind of experimenting what works for you and what doesn't. When I play with Dante, I like to kind of alter. When I guess you could say I'm going on the offensive to switch to Swordmaster, and then if I get a chance to go into Darkslayer and push circle, 2 times real quick to do the sword swipe with Yamato, it does a lot of damage, and it's fairly quick. Now, another good thing about Pandora is you can break the shields for the Angelos. I would use it sparingly, though. It does take a lot of time to use, and you are vulnerable during that time. So, unfortunately, I get a little careless, and this Alto Angelo hits me. But we're almost done with the level. It's no biggie, and I'll finish off this Bianco Angelo in a second. He's gone. So one strategy to take care of these Alto Angelos that I don't do this early in the playthrough with him is doing the prop shredder. I think it's what it's called with the Rebellion, where you push circle and he spins it. Once you knock an Angelo up in the air with that, you want to switch to Gilgamesh real quick and hit them with the real impact. If you can manage to do that trick, they'll be pretty much very easy, and not such a nuisance as they are for me right now. Fortunately for me, I end up doing this in later videos. I get the hang of it, and I start using it more often because it's a very viable tactic. So once you're almost done with this room, you want to make sure to break all those benches and definitely hit that area in the back of the room where there's the little secret red orbs. Unfortunately, you don't have the Devil Bringer with Nero, so it doesn't alert you when you're nearby, so you'll have to go off of memory, or if you watch these videos, just follow out where I point them out for you. And that is it. So after you exit that bridge area, you want to make sure to break those small desk and little half wall thingies as we did with Nero, and then head back down this long corridor where you'll be done. Now at this point, there's a nice little cutscene where it talks about how Dante remembers how this whole ordeal started with maybe offering them information about this. And so I go ahead and skip the cutscene because we've all seen it hundreds of times. But at the end, we get an S for clear time, an A for stylish, and an S on orbs found. So not too shabby. So I definitely hope this guide helped. And as always, guys, I will see you on mission 13. We're gonna kick some devil butt. Take care, guys.